In this video, I want to explain what Buddhists mean when they say no self, and why it's not as depressing or weird as it actually sounds. When people hear no self, they usually think that Buddhists are saying you don't exist. That's not actually the claim. The doctrine of no self is really them saying that there's no permanent, unchanging, or independent me, hiding behind my thoughts, feelings, and body. What we call a self is more like a process than a thing. Buddhists talk about 5 aggregates: the body, feelings, perception, mental formations, and consciousness. These are all things that we, at least in the English language, call the word I. And these are just pieces coming together and constantly changing. None of them are solid or permanent on its own. There are no extra soul-like core behind them also. But when they work together, they form a person in a conventional sense, the same way a flowing river is still called a river. They connect this directly to suffering. We suffer because we cling onto this imagined solid self, like my image, my story, my control, my hamster, whatever. And then we freak out when life doesn't match the story. When we look closely in meditation, we see that thoughts, emotions, and sensations just arise and pass. Anger shows up and stays for a bit and then leaves eventually. Same with anxiety. It shows up, changes, then goes away. Then there's not like an owner behind them. They're more of, it's like weather in the mind. Anyway, the point of no self is not to erase responsibility or meaning. Buddhists still talk about people making choices, experiencing consequences, developing compassion. It's just that the person is understood as a dynamic, independent pattern, and it's not a permanent ego that's sealed off from everything else. Seeing no self clearly is supposed to be freeing. It's not supposed to be rigid or keep you boxed up. And the idea is that criticism hurts less, change is less terrifying, and suffering feels less like a personal failure and more of a shared human thing. In that way, understanding no self actually opens the door for more peace and compassion, not less. So there you go. There's my lecture.